Good morning. So we'll start session 5 on chapter Is Matter Around Us Pure? So in our previous class we understood about in different types of mixture, that is colloidal solution, suspended particles or suspension, and in two solution what are the combination of the particles. That means in solution we understood when it is liquid in liquid, a type obtained is liquid. Examples for that. But in colloidal there is a different form. In liquid, in gas, what is obtained? It is nothing but aerosol and the examples where we understood the type, dispersed phase, dispersed medium, type of the solution, colloidal solution obtained and their examples. So there we completed the types of mixture and their properties. Now we'll move on to the how do we separate this mixture, that is how do we separate this impure substance, heterogeneous mixture. Separation of the components of the mixture. There are simple methods for separation, even we do that sometimes at home. It could be filtration, hand picking, sieving, etc. Now when we talk about filtration, suppose if I have to separate chalk powder and water if I have mixed it, or sand and water if I have mixed, simple, I can take a filter paper. Now what is a filter paper? Filter paper you get that in the lab or you get that in the market. So it is either round or square in shape. So make it like a funnel and place it in a beaker, and when we add sand and water mixture into it, so filter paper will allow water to move into it, but it will not allow sand particles to go into a filter paper. Simple. If you are filtering a tea, what will happen in that? Only tea powder, tea leaves are remain, wherein the remaining solution will come down. Simple method, that is of filtration. Hand picking method, we all know that if you have to clean the grains, that is called as a hand picking method, as well as sieving it so that husk and dust particles are removed from that. These are the simple methods of separating the components of mixture, but some complicated mixture will require some technical specialized methods only. Some special techniques for separation. That means the methods which we cannot do it in our home physically. Those methods will require some technical instruments and some guidance for separation, which it could be evaporation, centrifugation, funnel method, sublimation, chromatography, distillation, fractional distillation and crystallization. We also have one more method called as decantation. Now decantation is almost similar to funnel method, right? I have written here evaporation to separate the volatile component, that is solvent, from its non-volatile solute. That means the volatile component is something which can get vaporized or evaporated from its non-volatile solute. And here funnel method, separation of two immiscible liquids. The meaning of immiscible is which will not get mixed with each other. Example, oil and water are the immiscible liquid. Why? Oil will not mix in water, oil floats on water. So those are immiscible liquids. We will be studying each and every method in detail. Let us first start with evaporation. So what is it here? In evaporation method, what is our aim? It is to obtain the colored component, which is nothing but a dye, from a blue-black ink. Now what is this blue-black ink? It is the ink what we use in our ink pen, basically, right? Or the ink what we use it in our marker sometimes, anything, a blue-black ink. Now what we have to do for this? These, as I told, special techniques for separation. We cannot be trying this at our home. These all are done in the laboratories. Some of the experiments will be done in your school laboratories as the chapters are progressed. So what we do actually here is we take a beaker, we fill some water in the beaker, we keep a watch glass on a beaker. Now what is this watch glass? Watch glass is not a watch with a glass, but the word you can understand. Watch glass, you can watch through the glass. That means, see, all the chemistry apparatus and instruments will have a typical and a particular name. That's what we use in the experiments. This is beaker, a glass beaker when we talk about. Watch glass is something like this, what you can see, a small plate you can see, right, which is there in your lab. So tomorrow when you go to your school lab, please look for these instruments, watch glass, beaker, glass rod, spatula, etc. Right? So this watch glass is something, if I keep it on the beaker, I can see inside what is happening in the beaker, right? I can see through it. That is called as a watch glass. So what we do here is now, on the beaker filled with water, I cover the mouth of the beaker with the watch glass, right? And I pour few drop of ink on the watch glass. Then I start heating the water. That's only because I do not want to heat the ink directly. That is why indirectly I want to heat the ink and I start heating the water. As the water starts heating, what happens here? You can see some vapors moving, right? So it starts evaporating. Now we also do that, right? If you have some food stuff at home and you just want to warm it, if you are heating water or boiling water with a closed lid, you keep the food item on the top so that it warms up. Correct? Simply same thing we are using it here. So when you start heating this, water starts boiling and you can see the vapors coming out of this like this here. Watch it for some time, keep observing. After some time, you will see that there is no change on the watch glass. There is no vapors which are coming out. At that point of time, stop heating, right? So what we had to do, that got completed there. Now, what do you observe? What is your interpretation on the watch glass? We had dropped a few drops of ink, right? Now, once we started heating the water and we saw the vapors, what was actually evaporating, water content was actually evaporating, right? What remained then? Some dark black color substance remained on the watch glass. What remained? What is that? That is nothing but dye, right? So from this we can come to a conclusion that ink is a mixture of dye in water, right? So it is a mixture of dye in water. So this is how we can separate the volatile component, that is from a solvent, to a that we have written here, volatile component solvent from its non-volatile solute. So ink was a non-volatile solute wherein water was a volatile component. This is the method used to separate a volatile component from a non-volatile solute. Sometimes they do not ask you, give a process of, give the procedure or explain the process of evaporation. No. The question will be asked here is, give an experiment or an activity to show that how volatile component is separated from its non-volatile solute. This is the way how the question will ask. We have to know that the method of separating a volatile component from its non-volatile solute is nothing but evaporation method, right? So this was the first experiment, evaporation. We'll move on to the next experiment, centrifugation. Knowingly, unknowingly, we use centrifugation method at our home also. We'll understand that as we proceed here. So we do not have a particular figure or diagram for this. What is our aim here in centrifugation? To separate the cream from milk, right? It is simple. Now you can tell me, I'll just take a spoon, I'll just skim it off. That is the separation done. But no, completely it will not get separated. That is when you do, you just have 1 liter of milk, right? Assume in a milk dairy, they have liters of milks together. You just start taking a big spatula and separate it. It's not possible. There we use centrifugation method. What is this method now? We take the full cream milk, then we put it under a centrifugation machine. Now centrifugation machine, in case in your school, if they do not have centrifugation machine, you can also use the churner, milk churner or buttermilk churner, what we say now, we can use that because we are doing it in a very small quantity. So take a full cream milk and start churning it or put that under a centrifuge machine. Then what actually we see, heavier particles settle down. That means denser particles will move down to the bottom, lighter particles are on the top. So when you are churning, we don't call it as a buttermilk, we call that as a full cream milk. When you start churning it, what do we get? We get butter on the top wherein it is floating and down we have a buttermilk, right? That means heavier particle is at the bottom, lighter particle is at the top. So this is the method of centrifugation and how a cream is separated from a milk. Now where do we use this? We use this in diagnostic lab for blood and urine test. How? They have a separate method for this. In milk dairy, where in milk dairy we use? We use this in milk dairy for separation of the cream from the milk. We use it in washing machine. Yes. How are the clothes dried in washing machine? Have you ever seen when the washing machine is spinning, what actually it does in spinning? When it is spinning, if you could actually see where are the clothes and where is the water. If you could see that process actually, you will come to know that in spinning method, it is actually squeezing all the water and making the clothes dry. That technique is actually used in washing machine. Now tomorrow when your washing machine is spinning, I want you all to see and understand where are the position of the clothes and where is the, of course water you will not come to know, but you can see the position of the clothes. I will be discussing with this point in my tomorrow's class again, because if I tell you the answer now, you will not go home and see when your washing machine is spinning. Anyways, while churning the buttermilk, you know the procedure how it is done. So these are the applications of centrifugation or centrifugal machine. So that is what we use in separating the cream from milk. So that is what we understood about the first two methods. The remaining methods we will start in our next session. So in our next session, we'll start with funnel method, sublimation and many more to come. So in today's class, if you have any doubt, you can call on the same day of the video set. Thank you.
Centrifugation. The centrifuge is a machine that rotates at a very high speed, and by centrifugal force, substances of different densities are separated. This method is used to separate suspended particles of a substance from a liquid. The process of centrifugation is widely used in dairies to separate cream from milk or curd.